Hi, I'm your host, DOS350, and welcome to a show I like to call Tea Review. In this episode, we're going to be covering Bushells, Blue Label. Now let's just jump straight into it. I'd like to remind you all to smack that like and subscribe bell button. Let's just jump straight into it. Bushells, Blue Label. This is a 50 pack, 50 tea bags up in here. And it just says, our cuppa since 1883. New look, same great taste, it says up in the corner. I don't remember the old look. This is 90G. 90G's worth of tea up in here. Bushells, Blue Label. So let's just jump straight into it. We got a nice sealed box of tea bags up in here. It's got a nice pair of teacups. It's not just one lonely tea, it's two. Tea for two on the box. So let's just get straight into it. What does this box have to tell us about Bushells, Blue Label? Now, it says the perfect brew, and it's got some steps that we're to take. 1. Pour freshly boiled water over a Bushells tea bag. Okay, that makes sense. You gotta have boiled tea. Don't want cold water on a tea bag, it'll just get wet. Tea doesn't work like that. That's just how tea works. Now, step 2. Raid the bicky jar as the brew turns rich and dark. Now that's what I don't like. Straight off the bat, I don't like raiding anything. We're a non-violent tea drinking community. We're not to go and raid anything, no way. It's not insurgency up in here, it's just a cuppa. Since 1883, we have been raiding and pillaging. We've been putting on the kettle and just sitting back with the family and having a nice, sensitive tea. That's just the kind of guy that I am. I don't like raiding to get anything. But moving on, step 3. Add milk and sugar if you like. Now that instantly makes me upset. I'm having a tea and I know how I want to have it. I'm making it for myself. I don't need someone to ask me or tell me, add milk and sugar if you like. No, get out of my face. Get out of my face. I'm having milk and I'm having sugar, and it's going to be full cream milk with raw sugar. Stirred. Just the way I like it, with the tea bag left in. Thank you very much. I don't need to be told anything. Get out of my hair. You know what I'm saying? That step is just pathetic. And imagine someone else who wants yak's milk and someone who wants no milk. It's like, it just brings too much confusion to the equation. It's like, want tea. They told me to boil the water and raid the jar. It's like, now I'm being asked if you like. It's like, too much. These steps are making me sick to my stomach, like asparagus cuts and tips. Moving on. Wrap both hands around your mug, fire up a conversation, and share the smooth, full flavour that generations of Aussies have grown up with. Alright. So I gotta put both my hands around the mug for a start. Let me just give a demonstration of that. That's what they're asking for. Hi, I'm 350. Generations of me and my family have grown up like this. If I like, raiding biscuit jars left and right. No way. I wouldn't wrap 2 hands around a mug unless I was honestly freezing and fucking shivering. You're not gonna catch little old 350 the Queensland Pablo with 2 hands on a mug. I'm just going to say that straight away. I don't have time to put 2 hands on a mug. It's like, maybe if I was in a pathetic state like Victoria where they freeze all the time, I would do that. But up here in the Sunshine State tropic environment, little 350 doesn't put 2 hands on anything, let alone a mug. Are you serious? But anyway, moving on. It says questions and comments. Call 1-800-886-946. Write to the address on the pack or email bushellstea@unilever.com. I'm going to ask him who came up with the stupid directions. That's what I'm going to ask him. Feel free to smash that like and subscribe bell button if you feel the same way as I do. Now moving on, let's just jump straight into the ingredients. It's got a little warning up on there. It says, not suitable for use in microwave ovens. Now I can imagine, just being a outside the box thinker like I am, why that might be. Can you understand why it's not suitable? Alright, I'll tell you. I think it's because there's a staple involved in the label of the tea bag, and it'll electrocute the staple in the microwave. That's just how microwave works. You put metal in it and it goes mental. For more quick science facts, make sure to subscribe and smack that bell button until it rings constantly for more science tips and microwave walkthroughs. Only on dos350_legit at Twitter. Now, let's just jump straight into the ingredients, like a frog jumping out of the pond and into dry land. Now, it says on the Bushells tea blue label, nutrition information, servings per package, 50 tea bags. Serving size, 1 tea bag infused in 200 ml of boiling water. Now just off the bat, this mug, they already said wrap your hands around mug, both hands, like you're clinging on to your last possession in your entire life. It's like, okay, I got my tea. They tell you to do that, but little do they know that 200 ml is not anywhere near enough to fill a mug. It's like this mug. See that black at the bottom? That's coffee that I've had throughout the day. Sugar. But that's beside the point. That's outside of the scope of this video. What I'm trying to say is that this mug probably holds 450 ml. I'm not even kidding. It's a big mug. Shout outs to Nissan. Pulsars up in here. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, 200 ml, infuse it, they reckon. Now they've got the usual when it comes to ingredients: energy, protein, fat, saturated, carbohydrate, sugar, sodium, and a special inclusion, tea flavonoids. Now, let me just tell you, the scores of everything is 0, except for energy, which is at 0.1 G, I guess. I don't really understand. It's the only one with a number though. They're all 0 or negligible, besides tea flavonoids, which comes in at per 200 ml, which is per serving. It comes into 100 to 200 millig's of tea flavonoids. And it's got the usual disclaimer, which is percentage daily intakes are based on an average adult diet of 8700 kilojoule. Your daily intakes may be higher or lower depending on your energy needs. As I've discussed, I'm a high energy Pablo, so I'd probably need 1,000,000 teas to get me through the day. But that's outside of the scope of this video. Moving on, it says ingredients. What would you expect? Black tea, Store in a dry, cool place. Cool, dry place, even. Well, it's blended and packed in Indonesia. Now that is just straight away disappointing. It's a goddamn Australian art. They harp on and rave, putting both hands around the mug for generations, since 18 whatever. It's like, no, you make this thing in Indonesia. You can't even package a goddamn tea and you call it generational love. I don't think that's right. I know I sound like I'm giving this tea an awfully hard time, but it's just that this packet is triggering me. I don't know if I can ever buy this again with a clean conscience, knowing that it's made in Indonesia and that it abuses my, it pretty much dehumanizes me in the little directions. Turns me into a spinning top. Not a real life, living, breathing Queenslander. But that's beyond the scope of this video. It goes on to say, blended and packed in Indonesia from local and imported tea. So it's Indonesian tea made in Indonesia with a bit of Sri Lankan tea on the side. Registered trademark, authorised user, Unilever Australia, 219 North Rocks Road, North Rocks, New South Wales, 2151, Australia. And it's got a little recycle right there above the barcode. Please recycle. And now we're getting into the meat of this video. This here is a little story. It's got written on the final side. I think it's got the same thing. Oh no, it's got even two. This is a value packet. I'm getting a lot of material here, so let's just jump straight into it. It asks, is it as good as Bushells? In 1883, Alfred the Tea Man Bushell opened his first tea shop in Queensland. Now that's a big tick. Queensland. That's where I am, in case you hadn't realised. Massive shout-outs to Queensland. He opened his first tea shop in Queensland, offering a distinctly smooth and full-flavoured tea. Through 2 world wars, muskets and bayonets, Anzacs. It doesn't get much worse than that, I'm not even kidding. 2 world wars, floods, droughts, booms and busts. It's like the whole life story. It's like a roller coaster. Let me get my little right hand up in here. There's a roller coaster of emotions. The booms, the wars, the busts, the Queensland, the fucking mug. That's beyond the scope of this video. Ups and downs and booms and busts and gaps and drafts. Australia has changed a lot, but it's nice to know some things haven't. For over 125 years, a long line of expert tea tasters have worked oh so hard so that we can all enjoy that great bushel taste, year after year, generation after generation. For Australian tastes, who's for a cuppa, it asks. Now, I may just be crazy, but I think they need some help. Bushells, my DM is open. I can increase your package retention rate with the kids by 1,000% for 100 grand. Just DM me at Twitter, DOS350 legit. I'll make you so much money. I'll sell teas. Kids are gonna be tea drinking Pablerized. Because I know what it takes to get through this kind of stuff. Just makes people sick. The booms and the fucking mugs. But let's give him another chance. DOS350 _legit at Twitter. Smack that like and subscribe bell button. Just smack it. I need to get a bell that I can ring up in here. Oh, ding-a-ling it. Ring ring. The good stuff, it says. Every cup. Okay. Every cup of Bushells tea gives you the goodness of tea with natural flavonoids. These are the flavonoids up in here again. Can they shut up about them? Another good reason to love our cuppa. I don't give a fuck about flavonoids. Now we're talking. Ever wondered why a great cuppa starts with a contented sigh? Am I reading this right? Ever wondered why a great cuppa starts with a contented sigh? It's like, ugh, I'm having a tea. I don't know how to do a contented sigh. Queenslanders like me don't do contented sighs. It's not part of our vocabulary. In case you haven't realised, Bushells, they say Queensland, but they don't have the guts of a Queenslander to wrap their goddamn two hands around a mug without having a contented sigh. That's beyond the scope of this video. And no, I have never wondered that, Mr. Bushell, and I'm not even going to think about it. And I'm not going to take your word for it either, but I am going to read it. And it says, now we're talking. Ever wondered why a great cuppa starts with a contented sigh? Tea has for many years been known for its revitalizing effects, like helping us to feel refreshed and more like ourselves again. That's why when the Bushells is flowing, so is the conversation. Now we're talking. That doesn't have anything to goddamn do with a contented sigh. That had nothing to do with the question it asked. It's like, ever wondered why this and that? Well, here's just some load of shit. My offer still stands, Bushells. I'll even consider offers. Just DM me. My DM is open on Twitter. But we're not just all talk here on DOS 350 legit. We're gonna walk it, talk it like Amigo's trap phone. And this tea review is gonna turn into a tea unboxing. Make sure to smack that like and bell subscribe button. Let's just jump straight into it. Okay, straight off the cricket bat. It's not a very easy tea to open, so we're just going to tear at it like a crazed animal inside of a garbage bin. Alright, it's open, and let's reveal the tea booty. Try not to spill it everywhere and get flavonoids all over my setup. Alright, so that's what we're looking at. It's got a few loose leaves up there, but most of all they're all lined up nice and neatly, so let's get an individual tea bag out and have a look. This is the tea that I'm going to wrap both of my hands around in a mug and start sighing, contented sighs all over here. That's just what this is going to do to me, make me feel like myself again. I've never known how I actually feel, but once I have a Bushells, it's like I'll start sighing, I'll start booming and busting, and generation after generation it's just going to be okay. That's the impression I get from reading the packaging. So let's just jump straight into it. One thing to note about these Bushell teas, whoops, hold up. Just as a side note, I think I was wrong about the staples. There is no staple in this tea bag. It's a staple-free tea bag. So that's a good thing. So it must be microwave unsafe for some other reason. Unless there's a hidden staple in it. That's beyond the scope of this video. But what I was going to say is, this tea is known to have quiz on it. So let's just ask the question. Tasmania's Huon pine trees can live for over 2,000 years. That's the time when Jesus was alive, walking the earth. 2,000 years. Give or take a couple. True or false? Well, the answer to that little quizzy question is going to be later on in the video. Smash that like and subscribe button if you had a go at the 350 generation after generation tea quiz. Alright, smells like tea, looks like tea, so let's just jump straight into it. I'm gonna go and make myself a cuppa. I'm gonna rinse my mug so there's no coffee residue up in here. And I'm gonna tell you what I think, give my honest heart to heart. opinion about Bushells. The cat's gonna be out of the bag after I'm done with this. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And I've got my tea. This is a cuppa, Bushells Blue Label. Let's just jump straight into it. Make sure to tap that like and subscribe bell button. As you can see, I got my mug, I got my very same tea bag that we selected. I'm gonna wrap both my hands around it like a constricting boa constrictor. There we go. I've done it just like they asked. I'm even gonna raid the biscuit jar. Just give me a sec. I'm preparing my troopers for a raid. Open up. Hello, it's Biscuit. Shut up and give me the biscuits. This is 350. Oh, help. Just take whatever you want. Alright, bitch. Choc chip. Ultimate. I'm gonna dip it. Alright, the biscuits have been raided. I'm dipping my thing. I haven't even sipped it. I'm dipping before I'm sipping. That's hot. I even raided a second biscuit while I was at it. And I pillaged the biscuits, just like they told me to. Alright, I'm dipping again. I'm going for the double dipper before I'm even going to be a sipper. Make sure to smack that like and subscribe bell button for all your sipping and dipping, slipping needs only on DOS350 _ legit at Twitter and Twitch. Alright, now I'm gonna take my first sip like my generations and forefathers and whatever. Alright. Now, let me see if I can get an angle on this. Alright. That's about as good as I can get without spilling. What I'm getting at here is this is one tea bag in a mug with 1 sugar and full cream Cold Spray milk stirred. I let it sit there for about a minute and a half before I put the milk and sugar in it, so it was getting all those flavonoids that we know and trust up in here to be extracted and supercharged or whatever. So I'm having my tea generation after generation. I didn't do the sigh, let's just do that. I've only had 1 sip, so I think I've still got time to do a contented sigh. Let's see if I can do it. That's not very contented. How can I be content with my life? That's not content. I'm not content. Fuck it. Tea's alright. It's pretty hot. But the sad truth is that I'm so disgruntled after having read the packaging that it's like I don't know if I can fully enjoy this cuppa, knowing what I know after the booms in the bus and the sighs and the whatever. It's just like, no guys, I don't need the head trip when I'm having a tea. It's not about that. Don't need to be told, oh, if I like this and rating that. It's too much. But we're gonna return to the quiz question now, in case you forgot to smash that like and subscribe button. Yeah, I'm going to remind you to smack it. But the bottom line is, the question was, Tasmania's Huson pine trees can live for over 2,000 years, true or false? And the answer is true. They can live for a very, very long time. That's a contented sigh. It just gives me peace of mind knowing that those Huson pines just keep on living and living long after little Pablo 350 the Queensland is gone and dusted are going to be Huson pines, unless they get chopped up and turned into toilet paper, which, everybody needs that. But the bottom line is, I'm sad to report that when it comes to Bushells cup of teas, the answer is only buy it on special. Because it might be okay as a tea, it might be fun to have a quiz, but the bottom line is, unless you're a contented, sighing, raiding, family ancestry guy that booms and busts and goes to 2 world wars, you're going to be drowned in tea propaganda if you're having a Bushells cuppa. That's pretty much the way that it is. I don't mind drinking it, but I've been upset by the packet and I'm not going to forget it soon. So just a warning, a trigger warning to any sensitive little publerettes and publos out there on the streets of Queensland. It's like, if you want a tea, maybe consider your options, unless you're just loving life so much that it's just booming and busting all day and contented sighs. But if you're anywhere near like what I am like, you're not contented sighing before every damn tea that you have in your life. And that about wraps it up. It's gonna take me a while to finish this tea, so I'll have one more sip for the tea freaks out there in YouTube community, and remind you all to tap that like and subscribe bell button. I've been your host, Doss3 Pretty Legit. Now, over 17 subscribers.